So I thought first what I would do is just because some of us on here, we have never probably met each other. Cheryl, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you. Well, not see you, I haven't seen you yet. Your name's there, but I thought it would be fun to just do kind of like a quick round table, just say hi, you know, who are you, what's your name, and what do you hope to, or what is your expectation of tonight? Like, is there something that you want to hear more about? Is there, anything? It doesn't matter. Even if it's just, I'm just here to listen because I have no idea. That's real too. So maybe just saying your name and like, what is your outcome or what do you hope to get from the call? So on my screen, I'm going to start on the top left-hand corner, which is Miss Valerie.
Hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Hi.
I'm Valerie. This is the first meeting I've come to, so I don't know what to expect. I don't have any expectations.
Is there anything you want to learn from this call or hope to take away from the call?
I don't know. I guess we'll see if anything pops up.
Perfect. And I guess, you know what, I'm going to throw something else out there too, because it is a goal setting. Is there a goal that you have in mind that you would like to achieve?
Like for whenever?
Anything.
I am just really trying to get back in shape and eat healthier, be healthier.
And why? What is your hopes when you do that? What's going to happen?
That my knees will stop hurting and my feet will stop hurting. Because I know in the past when I lost weight, it really did help. And then I just kind of got way off track.
So your goal is to just be pain-free.
Yes, that would be great.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm taking notes. Okay. Over on my right is Miss Diane.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out how I can see everybody, but it's just you and I. So, yeah, I'm just listening in and staying connected. So,
In the top right corner, it will say speaker view or gallery.
it says leave. Yeah, it's kind of, anyway, so if you just see me looking around, wait a minute.
Is it on your phone?
Left, right, got it. Never mind. Woohoo. I'm usually on my iPad, so.
Perfect.
Anyways, yeah, I'm just listening in, staying accountable and connected, because that's what I need.
Let me see, Diane. How much weight have you lost so far?
Since the beginning of the year, I'm down 27-ish. Hey, it's the one thing I could control once Crazy Town hit. So
I don't think you give it enough credit. You've been looking for this control for years, but you kind of found it. So
yeah, well, the brat usually wins.
not this time.
No, not so far, but I'm in that teeter-totter area now because it, so it's like down a little, up a bit, up a bit, down a little, up, down. And it's the mind game, frustrating.
So since I know you've been doing this program for a bit,
Yep.
if you had to guess, because again, it's kind of like a goal setting, and I know you're more here just to be accountable, but you kind of spoke to something, so I'm going to kind of set a goal.
No, go on.
So you were saying that you feel that teeter-totter is coming.
No,
so
it's here.
there's something that that you can say, I can pinpoint it, and that this change is making it seesaw?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Or I'm just going to put down here, mindset, clarity, and compelling.
Yeah. I mean, I'm tracking in the spreadsheets and all that. So I go back to the weeks that I've done well. Not that I'm not doing well, but I can easily swing myself the other way. I don't want to go that way. So, and yeah, I know we have this quote unquote no track Saturday in my brain. I don't think that's it, because it doesn't go, I think I under eat on my Saturdays versus everything
So
else.
eating is just as bad as overeating, right? There's no good or bad.
Yeah, but it's like one day. It's not every single day, and it's not for days on end and stuff. So, but it could be the brats just trying to rear her ugly head.
Oh, believe me, I've got one too.
Yeah.
She's been a long time.
Yeah, and but if I look backwards, you can see where I've lost like 2.6. So that's a lot for me to lose. So then I teeter-totter for a bit, kind of, and then it'll drop again, and then I teeter-totter. So I'm kind of thinking I'm in one of those.
You're in a normal place.
Yeah, well, I'm still trying to
So
get
frustrating.
below that body fat. I'm at and past the number on the scale. So that's good. I don't, that I wanted to hit that bingo number in September, and I hit it, I don't know, August or maybe a little sooner. So, but now it's that body fat. It's 30.1. I want to be under 30, but that teeter totters. So anyways, that's just where I am.
That's awesome. I'm just gonna call you go by Corey, right, Corinna?
Yeah.
So Miss Corey on here.
I've been on and off with EvoFit for a while now. I was gone for a year, but I think my biggest thing is being consistent. I will go 2 weeks super, super good and then like treat myself, and that treating yourself lasts 4 weeks, and then all of that 2-week work is just gone. I think accountability really helps, and I just need to find a way to have that power like in myself, to keep myself accountable, and it's not another person. But another thing is also, when I get stressed, I go straight to no gym, eat crazy, horrible food to like help my stress, and I need to find like alternatives that can still give me maybe that comfort, but aren't as off the deep end, just ruined my meals for a week.
I love it. No, that's great. That's good insight and good way of like tapping inside and seeing that those things and identifying with them and saying them out loud, because you'll get lots of different input and something's going to stick. And and hopefully potentially I get to work with you in Game Changer too. So that will be fun. Allison.
Hi. I think I'm in the same boat, just kind of ready to listen and remind myself about accountability. And, my focus has been, I think, on lowering my blood sugar, which I did, lowering my cholesterol, which I did. And I seem now to just be focused on the scale and the number, because I'm really close to where I want it to be. So at least for the goal. So.
And Allison, I haven't worked with you one-on-one for a little while, so bring me up to date. Like, where are you now? Like, where are you in?
Well, on my scale, I started, like, I look back since Christmas, I've lost 17.
You lost.
Since Christmas, I lost 17.
Good job.
I sat and made these vision boards, remember, right after the new year, and I had said my goal is to lose 20 this year, and so I'm like so close to that little goal, So.
And you're gonna hit it. You're gonna totally hit it.
Oh yeah, I'm feeling it. So, but that's just the first goal, because there's more to go after that. But that was a good number. And at the time, that was like, it felt, like, oh, it'll take me a whole year to do that, and it hasn't. So.
Yeah. Awesome. And Cheryl, I can't see your face because your camera's off, which is okay. But what is kind of like your goal? What are you hoping to achieve now that you're back at EvoFit? You might not know how to work it, so.
It too.
Because you
are. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? So yeah, I just joined tonight. So yeah, just I guess accountability and just trying to get on track.
Cheryl, do you have a goal like in your first like 90 days or anything that you want to achieve now that you're back?
Yeah, to be able to move.
Yeah, right. And when you say be able to move, what's that mean?
Just a lot of pain in my knees. I've gained a lot of weight since I've been there. Yeah, so just
So
trying
you
to
and
be pain-free.
are in it together here.
I know, I told Carrie she's never given up on me. She keeps texting me, and I finally said, all right,
We
I'm
will
here.
always be you. We will always be all over you. Once you
I
come in,
know.
you are now family. And you might be
Yep.
distant family, but we're still family.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me just shut this door here. Ugh. Okay, so, whew. So I kind of wanted to start off this call a little bit more, which is how I work and how I find, sometimes when I get overwhelmed and things seem really hard and it just seems like I have no control and the world's got control of me. And when I want a way out of it, I like to break things down. I'm very much a bullet point type person and I need action steps. So if Heather is frustrated, then these are the steps I can do to get unfrustrated. If Heather's sad, these are the steps I can do. That's how I work. So I kind of wanted to take this call and kind of talk in that sense and breaking things down into like one is a mindset path and the other one is an action path. So whenever we're ready to set a goal and to succeed in that goal, we need to work on our mindset so that our actions can move it forward. So when I talk about mindset, I mean, and you guys have heard it a million times, but what you believe is true. So if you spend your day with yourself all day, what are you saying to yourself when it aligns with your goal? When it comes to food, when it comes to exercise, what are some of the things that you might say to yourself? And please blurt them out, because like for me, it's, oh, it's only 9 o'clock. I have the rest of the day. I can slide it in when it comes to workouts. Oh, I missed that. Oh, I can get it in the evening. Oh, I missed that. Okay, I can get it in before bed. Like, it's okay. Stay working on this. I can get it in later in the day. And when it comes to nutrition, it's like today, high stressed, on the verge of a panic attack. I mean, I've never had one, but I've teetered them. Just a lot of anxiety. And the number one thing I do is I do this because I'm moving, but yeah, I'm trying to problem solve, but this helps my anxiety. So what do? I allow myself to have a treat every single day. And it's around 200 to 300 calories. I don't keep anything in my house because it would all be in my belly. So I got into my car and I drove to the store and I got a bag of Swedish fish. I don't care. I allot this for myself so that I don't have to feel ashamed or make myself feel bad. So that used to be a thing in the past where I used to say, oh, but you can't, you really want that? You know, if you eat that, then that just means you don't really care and you're going to let yourself down. And then you might as well just stay there. And, you know, and that whole, like, I've got rid of that mindset a long time ago. Now I say, I'm going to talk to that and say, okay, you win. I win? What do I win? You get to have whatever you want throughout the day, but you only get to have like a certain, I allotted 250. Oh, cool. So that part of your mind shuts down because you've already talked to it and said, you win. And then you set that forward. So that's what worked for me. So mindset is, I say, no, fuck it, you win. And then my little person in my head goes, I win? Oh, cool. And so then I set boundaries around it. Sometimes those boundaries get broke. But is there anything, if you were to set with yourself all day long, when it comes to anything like nutrition wise, that you hear yourself say, that you know in any given day, you're going to hear yourself say it to yourself?
Yeah, you don't need that. Walk away.
Are you eating this because you want it, or because like you're stressed or anxious, or are you just eating because you're bored in your home and you're working from home all the time and you see the bag of cookies and you're like, I'm bored, I'm gonna eat them.
Yes. Yep. I've said that too. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Um, has anybody found that around their workouts? Is there something that you've heard yourself say in the day that when it comes to moving your body? It doesn't have to be like a hardcore workout, but just literally like going for a walk or doing something to love and nurture your body.
I
Oh,
definitely.
those are easy.
I've done what you've done, Heather, and said, well, I can get to that later, you know.
And what does it feel like when you don't? Oh.
And then I'm like, well, I just wasted another day.
And I don't know about you, but if I can't just sneak it in, I feel like a failure because I feel like my word was not good. And I let myself down. And too many days of that, letting myself down, really digs a hole. Anyone else on that? Or is it just Diane's like, no, I got this. It's locked and loaded.
I don't feel like I let myself down. I just feel like, oh well, tomorrow's another day. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if I'm not, you know, if I'm tired, I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning because I have to be to work for 5. So if I get home and I don't get a workout in right away because A, I'm too tired, or B, I have to go shopping, or I have something else I absolutely have to do, appointments or something, and I don't get a workout in, it's like, oh well, I guess tomorrow.
Okay, yes, yeah, absolutely. So talking more about the mindset. So as we're starting to think about our goals that you kind of just shared in the beginning, when I think of mindset, I think of what am I focusing on? So, and you've heard it before that what you focus on, you expand. So if you drive in the car and you say, I don't want to hit that pole, I don't want to hit that pole, or that cone, because there's construction going on all around here. If you focus on hitting that cone, I guarantee you, you're going to nip it. So remembering also too, that what you focus on, and you might've heard this analogy before, is what if you just got a brand new car and you got a new Volvo, or I don't know what, Mercedes or whatever. Now, when you're out on the road, you're seeing a ton of Mercedes because you spent so much time studying it, figuring out, knowing what you want. You put a lot of focus into that. So now in your environment, you're starting to see a lot of that. And so that comes in everything. So what you focus on, you expand. So if you're in a negative mindset, you're going to expand that. If you're in a positive mindset, you're going to expand that. And being positive also is not always great, because even today, when I was looking at the depths of hell, I was still trying to find the positivity in there, which was not good. So, know too that the very first step when it comes to mindset is, well, what am I focusing on? Am I focusing on the lack of, or am I focusing on what's coming towards me? Meaning, I get to move my body today. I get to eat three beautiful meals a day. I get to eat fruits and vegetables because I'm that person. Or are you, oh, I can't have pizza anymore and I can't have sandwiches anymore. So know that that's the very first step. And when you're starting to set a goal, is you got to shift your mindset. And so which mindset are you in? What are you focusing on? So what are you focusing on? And I had these written on my fridge for years because every time I got into a hole, I went right over to my fridge. Okay, what am I focusing on? Okay. Do I have clarity yet? So these are steps that I go through on a religious basis until it becomes embedded in me and I no longer have to think about it. It's natural for me to go there. So focus. What are you focusing on? And the second one is, once you know what you're focusing on, you know where you want to go, obviously, but then you're going to start to get clarity. And how you're going to get clarity is by asking yourself, what do I want to achieve? You don't know half the time. I mean, I still want to lose those 4 more pounds. And I know that sounds like nothing, but those 4 because I have not committed to it. Not important enough for me. It's like, it's 4 pounds. Yeah, what's the deal? But the big deal is once I get through these limiting beliefs and I get clarity and I can bust through it, those 4 pounds will just automatically stay off me. I won't need to have to keep revisiting them. They'll be gone.
I think it's that language that you said, Heather, that really sunk in for me in this last year, in that it's not that I can't have that. You know, people say, can you eat this? I'm like, I can eat anything I want. I just don't want to do that today. You know, it'll derail me. And that's really made a difference, I think, for getting my goals.
Good. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. And it's true. I mean, when we say we get to versus we can't, it's a much different focus. And getting that clarity is just asking yourself, what do I truly want? Why am I focusing on this so much? What is the outcome? Where am I trying to go with this? So, and maybe I might throw that out to you guys. Where do you want to go with this? Like, what is going to be that thing that will bring you closer to your want? And like for me, those 4 pounds, what's that going to be? It's going to say that I can be that same person who I was prior to owning a business. I can be that same person owning a business. Like no matter where I go in life, I can be, nothing's going to take me off rail. And Valerie and Cheryl, it's been more than 4 pounds. It has been like 12 pounds, but I've been able to get the others off. It's just down to the last 4. So for me, it's like, that's my to be authentic with myself is if I'm going to show up and be in this business, I need to show up. So I can't let this derail me. And so this is a part of me. So I have to lose those 4 pounds.
For me, I really want to get into the healthy weight range instead of the overweight range. And so that's how I kind of set I have so many different weight goals. Like one, I just wanted to get to 20 pounds, then I want to get to this number, then I want to, you know, it's always, I would do it by Christmas or whatever. But, you know, my bigger goal is 7 more pounds will put me in the healthy weight range. So that just keeps dropping.
Just going to ask you, what was it? At 7 pounds?
7 more pounds. Yeah.
Perfect. So there's your clarity.
But that's at the top, you know, but that's the starting place anyway. That's the top of the range. So
Right. Yeah. So you just identified what you're focusing on is that healthy range. And how are you going to get to that healthy range is by dropping 7 pounds. So you just had your focus. Now you just got the clarity. Does anybody else have anything that they can share with their focus and clarity?
I like Allison's because mine has always been a number and really nothing tied to that. But I think that healthy weight range is kind of a good marker, as well as kind of just the way that I used to feel and the energy I used to have. I can see like a direct correlation with I'm super stressed and I'm eating super bad. I don't work out and I'm even more tired because I didn't move. I didn't eat what I should have eaten. So I think kind of just setting those goals at the end will give me something that I should already have if I was the healthy weight that I should be and eating what I should be eating.
And what would that look at? And just to dial into the clarity on that, what is that weight that you last felt really great energy?
It was probably like 145, 150.
And what is the difference between where you are now and there?
25 pounds.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So your focus is on, I want to be who I used to be, and that energy is really important. And the clarity in that is 25 pounds.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Anybody else want to share? And the third part of the mindset is compelling. Right? So my compelling story to lose 4 pounds is not that compelling, because if it was, I would be really engaged and focused and working hard on it. I'm doing just enough to see why I'm not, but I'm not ready to let it go. So my compelling story is not compelling enough. So in order for somebody to actually do it, like Diane, she had to have a compelling story. And I only picked on Diane is because I know Diane for many years now. And I know our talks. And I know when she's in on a challenge, she's in on the challenge. And when she hits different roadblocks, she's looking for that strategy. And so we sit and talk, and she dives into the strategy for a short period of time, but it never really sticks. But she had to have a compelling story this time be completely different than any other time. Does that make sense? And I know I ask you this all the time, Di. Do you remember what your compelling story was that kept you engaged past the LBD?
You mean the sick and tired of being sick and tired story? Yeah, actually that I started before LBD because I was just at a point if I waited the 2 weeks, I'd put on more weight because then I was, oh, I'm going to start this in 2 weeks so I can have whatever I want to eat.
Yeah.
But I told Heather, no, I need to do this now. So it was, consistency, and it seems like a lot of work. Now it 7 months later. Yeah, almost 8. It'll be 8 months next week. It's a long time, so it's not gonna be quick. That's the hardest thing. I think a lot of people are looking for that quick fix. There isn't one. It's just the consistency, and I wanted to fit into a pair of shorts because I was going on a cruise that got canceled. So I just had to keep finding something else to keep me dialed in, and with everything going on, that it was the one thing I could keep control of. So, baby steps, one step from the other. I still have like another, I don't know, half inch or an inch till those jean shorts are comfy, but they sit right in my closet. I see them every morning and every night.
Another thing I wanted to just elaborate is it's something you hear all the time, and Diane just said it, is there is no quick fix. There is no fast results. And if you can, in your head, try to think about it as if you wanted to be, say, a gynecologist, since we're females, you're not going to be her tomorrow or a year from now, because you have to study, you have to implement, you have to train your brain, you have to become that person who is that person. So fitness is no different. Like, the people that are most successful is because they've trained themselves to be that person. Not everybody is going to be that person, and that's okay. You might be a person who, I will never be a CrossFitter, ever. I have no desire. But am I athletic? Do I work out? Yes. There's different levels, just like in life. I mean, you weren't born to be a mother. You didn't come right out going, I know how to be a mother. I don't have kids. I can't relate, but I bet you had a lot of growing pains as a mom. Like, you have to learn how to be that. So just stop looking at this as, oh, I know what to do. I just don't know why I don't do it. Well, because you don't have a compelling story, first of all. And two, you don't care. And it's okay to say, I don't care, because the worst thing you can do is blame. Do not blame. Blame takes the power away from you, and it makes it even further to reach. Then if you can just stop blaming and take accountability, it brings it in closer to you that you can actually see, and you can break those walls down. So know that to be that person, you have to train yourself. So does anybody else have a compelling story that they're ready to share because they're ready to make those changes? Or like yourself, like I had that compelling story, but it really wasn't compelling enough.
I just want to say that I did recently the Evolve program with you and Naomi, and that was a game changer for me, really, because each week that I met with you guys was educational. It was accountability, but it was also teaching me and giving new strategies every week, and it taught me the accountability I needed, so that when I was done with it, that I could continue doing that. So it was just a really great way to get it going.
Right. And sometimes when we don't have that compelling story, if we get accountability, it helps us to show up for ourselves. You're absolutely right, Allison. And if you're on here and you don't know, the Evolve program is something we developed during COVID, and it's a virtual nutrition only program. Diane was our first person in the we did a beta test. She was number one. And yeah, Corey and Allison, you're all are in Evolve as well. Basically, in a nutshell, what that is right now Naomi's taken over that project, and basically you meet weekly with Naomi. Well, you actually meet with me first. We set up your boundaries, then you move with Naomi for weekly accountability. It's all spreadsheet, and it's literally data driven. It's MyFitnessPal. You're weighing yourself every day, and you face to face like this over virtual for accountability. And I developed that because of my own. Like I shared with you, I was having trouble getting out of my, 10 to 12 pounds. And I kept saying, I know what to do, but why am I not doing it? And it's because I didn't have anybody to be accountable to. So I hired a nutritionist. And I'm really sad to say that it was really freaking expensive. And it wasn't until Brian shared with me the math on how much it actually is costing me once a week that I was like, oh, I need to use my coach more. I literally just send him my information every week, and he'll send me a video and say, great job, you didn't hit your numbers again. Why? And then I don't answer him. But on the positive side, he did get me showing up. He did get me into that routine of logging my food in MyFitnessPal that I used to do religiously. I'm now bringing back the old Heather. She's slowly starting to kind of come into autopilot. So I hired them to get me straight because I wasn't going to do it. So I say everybody needs a coach. It doesn't matter where you are in life. If you want to be good at something, find somebody that's already done it and say, I need you, and hold me accountable and don't let me down. So that's the mindset: focus, clarity, and compelling story. Without those three, you're going to be wavering. And the compelling story really probably should be number one, I think. But, and then how? Then, okay, your mindset's in there. Now, what do I do? And we're all stuck in there. And the very first thing I say, do I have a really good plan? What is a good plan? It means a plan, and you know it's good, is if it fits into your life for the most part. It's not going to fit in immediately because, again, you have to learn to be this person. But do you have a plan that you're willing to follow or try to follow to the best of your ability? So once you have a plan, it's not keto. It's not Mediterranean. It's not intermittent fasting. Those are all strategies. And they will all work as long as you, number two, stay consistent. So some people will do, I did great on keto. I lost 50 pounds. Awesome. I can't do it because I will not follow full fat. But if I did, I would. So know that no matter what strategy you hear out there, do not get yourself let down because it worked for them and it didn't work for you. Not everything is going to work for everybody. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's gut health is different. What I can have as dairy, Allison can't. So what makes me feel good makes Allison sick. So know and just let yourself off the hook that just because keto worked for somebody, it doesn't work for you, you're not a failure. It just means you haven't found that right plan that you're willing to kind of push into your life. And if you work with me, I'm going to give you carbs, and I hope you like them. And I know Valerie said, I like my carbs.
I love my carbs.
I do too. And in fact, I just finished my dinner. It's one of those Prestige Labs meals. It was salmon, it was beans, and potatoes, carbohydrates. So do you have a plan? I know Corey has a plan. I know Allison has a plan. I know Diane has a plan because I know you guys are all on Evolve or graduated from Evolve, but still follow. And Valerie and Cheryl, you guys are just back in Evo Fit, so you might not have a plan yet. You probably haven't met yet.
Not yet.
But you will have a plan when you meet with Carrie for your nutrition. And that's going to be your plan. And number two is consistency. That's the second part of how you're going to get your goal is be consistent. And if it's 80% one day and 50 the next and 40 and then 90, you're learning. You're in the learning phase, and you're going to crawl and you're going to run and then fall, and you're going to crawl, walk, fall. And that means that you're learning and you're growing. If you're not failing, you're not trying. If you're not trying, then you can't fail. So if you fail, that means you actually are putting the work in, and I'm super proud of you, and be proud of yourself. You're not going to be a winner every single week, unless if you're Dan, and then you're a winner every single week. But it took her years to become a winner every single week. And just like Allison and Corey, I mean, when I was working with you guys always had weekly wins. And I just want you to be super proud of yourself, even if it is as stupid as I worked out on the days that I wasn't nutrition. You got to find that piece that keeps you positive and keeps you consistent and excited to wake up the next day to try it again. Try it again. Is there anybody out there that can share like their plan and or their consistency? Like what's been kind of your story with consistency?
I have a quick question, maybe for you, Heather or Diane. How do you remind yourself of your compelling story? Because I feel like I know what I want and why I want it, but sometimes I lose that. And then in like 2 weeks past, I've already messed up. And then I'm like, oh, well, what's that? Like, why am I doing this again? Is it really worth it?
Yeah.
Do you have a picture or an article of clothing you want to wear again, or
Okay.
somewhere you've been and you felt really great?
That's a good idea.
Vision board. My vision board is really great for me. I didn't know how powerful that would be, but I hung it in my bathroom. So when I'm like, toweling off every morning and stepping on the scale, I'm looking at it,
Yep.
Cool. Yeah.
Vision board the last 4 years, and Allison's absolutely right. I have it right next to my mirror when I get dressed every morning. I see it, and it's there. You can't not see it.
And I look at it and I'm like, yep, I still do those things. All right, it's good.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And some people, their compelling story is so deep, like they probably hit rock bottom, and there is no other place than up. And so sometimes it's that belly and that burn in the belly. And for me, that's why I have, since I've been 25 years old, worked out and ate a protein, a carb, and a vegetable with every single meal every 3 to 4 hours. Because I saw what it did to me back when I was 25, when I was a size 12 and I had saddlebags and I didn't look healthy at all. And I saw what I did when I committed to myself for 3 months. And I'm never going to change that, because I saw how sick my mom was and I saw how unhealthy she was. And ever since I was little, I always said, I don't know what she did, but I don't want to do what she did. I don't want to follow in her footsteps, because she's sick and unhealthy and unhappy. And that's the worst for me. So the pain of going there hurts so much that I'm going to stay right here. So for me, it's more of a burning belly type thing. But with my newest goal, I don't really have one. So I'm glad Diane shared. I too have got to slow down. We're doing some restructuring at EvoFit, so I have a feeling that might help me. So, yeah. But Allison, you said you do the vision board, right? Yeah, that's good.
I recently had to downsize some of my clothing because a lot of my pants and shorts were just too big, and I just decided I usually have 3 sizes in the closet: small, medium, large, right? And I got rid of the ones that are too big. I said, I'm not going back there. So if I do, then I'm gonna have to do something about it, because I won't have anything to wear.
No, it's a compelling story. I'm not going back there. I'm not.
Every other time I've lost weight, I've just put those clothes away because I assumed that at some point I would need them again, and I'm not assuming that this time.
Mm-hmm. I will share one other thing, Corey. So it's not really fitness related, but it's It's business related. So when I stepped out of my comfort zone and stopped doing fitness as like a hobby and then decided to do it as a job and I left my job, there's a certain mindset you have to be a business owner. You can't just jump the lines and oh yeah, it works. Like you have to work on mindset. And so for me in the beginning, I was a scared cat. So what I did is anytime I saw a quote or anything that I heard, because I was podcasting all the time, I wrote it down on a piece of paper. So I had this big piece of paper on my fridge for years. And every morning when I'd go to make my coffee, I read that list. And it was the person who I was talking to my future self. And the one thing that I remember on that list, because it was the very end, was, if I can remember this again, it goes, I will not negotiate with my mind. When I say go, we fucking go. That's how I read it. And that stimulated my nervous system to say, oh, she means business. Okay. And so I literally read it like that. When I do not negotiate with my mind. When I say go, we fucking go. And so that was not who I was, but that's who I wanted to be. And so I read that every single day along with many other ones, but that one always stayed with me. Maybe because I like saying the F word, I don't know. But just saying it then, I felt it inside of me going, oh.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's helpful.
Yeah.
And share with us too what you decide to do. And the last one is measure. You got to have a plan. You got to be consistent and you got to measure, or else how you know you're winning? How do you know that you even got this far? Because you know how many times people have been this far to success and gave up? And if they just held on and measured how far they had come, they wouldn't have given up. We're all just 2 millimeters away from making a change that's going to make the biggest impact. So measure, measure, measure. And a lot of the ladies on here know, but Valerie and Cheryl, you might have remembered we use this thing called the fitness tracker at the studio. When we work with Carrie, when we come back, they're going to get your starting numbers. And I think, Val, I read that you got your scale. Yeah. So we're going to be measuring you and we're going to be plugging this into a system and it's going to tell us real results. So when our mind starts going and saying, no, it's too far away, I'm never going to get there, I'm going to give up. We're going to be here to remind you, look, Val, look, Cheryl, you lost 6 pounds in 4 weeks. Don't give up. Keep going, keep going. And what something Diane had mentioned earlier and Allison is relying on past success. If you did something before that you never thought was possible, go back to that and say, I did it here, I can do it here too. And anytime you feel like you're hopeless, I did it here, I can do this, I can do this. I'm going to reach out and ask for help. I'm going to post on the page. I'm going to text my coach. I'm going to text a friend. I'm going to go for a walk. Do whatever you need to do. And anytime anybody needs to go for a walk, just text, please. I really, truly mean that because I'm always looking to go for a short walk. My knee's not quite ready yet. But anytime you want to get together, I love just connecting and moving my body. Maybe we're stretching, maybe we're walking. Post in the group. I think that would be so great. But so just kind of to recap back, there's 2 paths. There's the mindset and then there's the action. And the mindset, we have to remember, what are we focusing on? Get clarity. And then what's the compelling story? And then the action is plan, consistency, and measure. And that's kind of how I do things in my head. So when you're ready to go and get that goal and to be successful, you got the mindset and you got the action plan. And when one piece is missing, you're going to feel that gap. And what you're going to do is you're going to reach out and say, I'm overwhelmed. I don't understand. This is too hard. And then we talk you out of it. And then we bring you back to, do you have a plan? Oh, okay, you don't have a plan. Perfect. Let's get that going. Oh, you do have a plan, but you're not following it. Oh, perfect. Oh, you have a plan. You are following it. Oh, but you're not measuring. Well, then how do you know you're not getting there? Or you'll see people on the floor that say, oh, I just lost 10 pounds. And I'm like, great. Was it fat? Where did it come from? Oh, I don't know. It's just on the scale. Well, is that good? Because maybe you dieted and you lost all lean mass and you didn't lose any fat and you're a Stay Puft Marshmallow. So be engaged and ask questions because you will win. And I know sometimes I sit back when I'm in big groups, I sit back and I just listen and listen and I take in and I take in and take in. And once in a while I'll stick my head out and offer advice because I am shy. I really am. So, and if that's you, that's okay. Just make sure you reach out to somebody outside and just say, hey, you know, that was really cool what you said the other day. Or, hey, I have a question. People love to help. That's why we're here. But so I'm just going to kind of wrap this up a little bit and say, if you are ready, I know that some of the ladies are on Evolve. If you're ready to dive in, and maybe not right now because you're just starting, but if that time comes and you want to get a little more involved and you're ready to log foods, we have the Evolve program. If you're ready to start kind of step up your personal training and get more fine-tuned training, that's the game changer. It's all strength, and you're going to have unlimited access to the, I call it boot camp floor workouts, but I feel like sometimes there's a disconnect there. But you know, all the stuff that goes on in Studio A and B you get, and then you have nutrition on top of that. And you can train 1, 2, or 3 times a week on that. And that's just kind of higher level training, and Evolve is higher level nutrition. And then you have the membership, which is great. You get everything, but sometimes people get to a place where they want to level up. And so we just gave you that opportunity to level up. So let's open it up for questions. Anything come from this? Anything you want more information, help, talk?
It was great. It's nice to just hear everybody else's kind of where they're at and to know you're not alone.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't really want to emphasize this part, but I feel like we don't talk about it enough. Can everybody share a place where they're struggling? And
Mine is
Dee,
nutrition.
go ahead.
Mine is nutrition.
What specifically?
I was on Evolve and I thought that I was ready to come off of it. So I went off of it and I was like, I'm just going to work out. I'm consistent. No, it just like plummeted. So like just keeping in those like brackets of like more protein, less carb, very little fat. Just kind of staying in those kind of, brackets are hard for me.
Why? What are you doing? What are you doing? So I'm just going to say, like, right now, at my point right now, I am loving my junk food way too much.
Yeah.
Way too. I will get a box of 12 ice cream sandwiches and eat 6.
Yeah.
In a couple of hours.
Yeah. I think it's cravings, and I think it's just like I always give in to them no matter what. It's like, okay, I want raviolis tonight. I'm going to take my time and go to the store, get raviolis, not even think of an alternative. Just I want it, I'm gonna get it. Where there's definitely alternatives, or it's not something that I need. I could eat something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I call the brat.
It needs to go away. It's like to find another place.
And that was what I was struggling with too, nutrition-wise. I didn't have time to cook or prepare, so I was eating my junk food, and I'd probably have 1 good meal, maybe 2. It would be like I'd have a great breakfast at home, and then I would be eating out, and I would get the better of the choices eating out, but you're never going to win eating out. So in December, I have somebody cooking for me, and it's been a game changer for me because I know I like my breakfast, and I will always cook a good breakfast, but the other 2 meals I will 100% get in because they're right there. So it does allow me to still be successful and cheap because I have all these other things put in place.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it's that planning thing to keep consistency. For you, it's buying your meals to keep you on track. For me, it's Callie goes to the gym. My daughter, for those of you that don't know, and we plan 2 meals a week, and one gets made Monday, one gets made Wednesday, and if the Hubs doesn't like it, he's on his own. He's doing hot dogs or cereal or whatever floats his boat. But and it's tracking. That's
awesome.
But the hungry horrors do hit. They hit me yesterday, and I swear I could have gone through the whole pantry. Luckily, I didn't. But yeah, I had some chips, had some little dark piece of chocolate, and I'm like, okay, get your butt out of there and back upstairs. And you have to have a lot of self-talk and change your state.
Danger
Drink-
safe.
Drink water, drink water, drink water.
Diane, did you guys set up a plan? Like, do you cook both meals out of the week, or do you do one and she does the other?
Now she's with her internship, so I tend to do most of the cooking.
Okay.
She will do, if I ask her to prep some things, she will, or we'll do things on the weekends. We go grocery shop and we create the list together. Unfortunately, it's always chicken, chicken, chicken. I'm tired of chicken, but Randy's allergic to seafood, so that's not allowed in the house. So she doesn't like turkey. You know, it's just
Chicken.
lots of chicken. Lots of chicken.
I was like, so a lot of people I hear is like, I'm sick of chicken and eggs. Awesome. Could you put chicken and eggs a different way? Could you shred it? Could you put it in a casserole? Could you put it, like change how you eat it?
Oh,
Like,
I think it's changed all the time. It's just, I'm just tired of buying it. Sick
Yeah.
of chicken. And I've got one of Naomi's things tonight.
I got Naomi. She's my back. I got Naomi and Done For You meals.
Right?
One's in the freezer.
Yep.
I have a new appreciation for pork since the Evolve program. I can't believe how much, the dense protein that you get from that. So.
Oh, pork tenderloin is really great. That's another staple-ish here. Yeah.
You know what? The other day, well, I should the other day. It's been months now, but it feels like the other day. I think I'm gonna go buy it now. Pork chops with the bone in it at Aldi's
Mhm.
with everything. Of course, Diane, she's the cooker. I'm not the cooker, but the everything bagel seasoning.
Oh, do you like that on there? Yeah.
Now it said I could only have one because the fat was a little bit higher, but I'm like, look good, I'm having more.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, anybody want to overdose on protein, right? Like,
Well, that's kind of what I've been doing when I'm tracking. I'm like, it's always better to be over on protein. Okay, well, today I hit 190. Okay, good. Didn't hit all my fats or carbs, but calorie wise, I made it. So.
And I also too, like, because I know a lot of you guys on here do this too, but like when you find that you're running low on protein and you've got like, say your 3 meals in, it's like my go-to is like, I just texted Brian on my way home from the gym. I'm like, go to the grocery store. I need chicken sausage, thin and trim, and I need Too Good to Be yogurts. I don't care the flavor, just get me 6. So at night, I'll probably have 1 or 2 chicken sausages with yogurt.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't sound great, but
Gets it in there. Or the Premier protein shakes. Those are a good hit. 30 grams of protein. Boom. Pretty
I'm
good
gonna-
on the carbs and fat side.
protein shake at night, but I don't know. I haven't.
IOD on them, so I have to, same with yogurts. I'll have them for a while and then all of a sudden it's just, all right, enough yogurt and enough of this. And just figure out something different. Now I'm into non-bread.
Ooh.
Like they have the little toaster size, and that's what I've been having this week with my eggs. Well, egg beaters, egg
Yeah.
whites,
That sounds
and
delicious.
chicken sausage.
Do you put it on top of the naan bread?
Sometimes I eat the naan bread by itself, and sometimes I put it on top.
I
It
love
depends.
that.
Yeah, and I try to cut it in half, and I toast it and put a little spray butter on it. Then I'm like in heaven.
Wow. I like that. I'm gonna have to get some of that.
Yeah. And they're toaster size, so they're smaller than the others. So it works, and it's first thing in the morning, so usually. So then I can work everything around it.
Yep. Yeah. Any other questions? Anyone struggling? Anything that we can help you with? And please don't be afraid to speak, just because we've all been in this Evolve program and we're all like, excited. And I know Val and Cheryl, you're just jumping on and you're like, screw you people. Like,
Not necessarily that, but I struggle with tracking. I've done Weight Watchers in the past. I've done My Fitness Pal. I hate being locked into write down what you're eating, every day. I just
Yeah.
like, I can't be bothered. I can't be
So I
bothered
get-
with it.
Yep. I take Saturdays off from that.
Yeah,
It's just something I have to look forward to, and I get myself through it. And that's usually Thursday, Friday. I start wanting to linger and have this or that. I'm like, no, wait till Saturday, and I'll have that instead. It's just the way it is.
Valerie, so when you say, I'm sorry, what was the word you used? I hate, what'd you say? I hate being told? Was that what you said? Or
locked into knowing that I have to write down everything I'm putting in my mouth. I
measuring, right?
have an aversion to that.
Do you know why?
Probably because I've done it so much in the past and I know it works, but I don't like being told, you must do this.
Yeah.
You know, you must do this. No, I don't have to. I am my own person and I'm not going to.
Some of the ladies in here know my story too. Same, kind of similar, Val, with MyFitnessPal. I'm okay with logging my food, but don't tell me how many calories to eat because I will eat over just to spite.
Oh, I eat over all the time, regardless.
Right. And so somebody, I can't remember who it was on one of these group things, said, you know, if your calories are 1,600, don't put it to 1,800 because you want to like tell it that you are, you know, that it's yours and not them. They're like, why don't you put it down to instead of up to? And I was like, I'm going to try that.
Yeah, I've done that. I've done that as well.
Because then if I have 14 and I go over, I'm like, ha ha, I win, even though.
Right. Yeah, no, I've done that in the past too. It's like, okay, you're supposed to be eating this many calories. Well, how do you know how many calories I'm supposed to eat? Just because it's a piece of paper, it's a computer, and it says, you weigh this much, you're this old, this is what your body composition is, this is what you need to eat. I don't trust that what they're telling me is correct. So
Put it this way. So a body in motion needs a certain amount of calories to stay in motion.
sure.
So a body, say a body that's 200 pounds versus 100 pounds, they need different caloric needs, right?
Right.
So maybe when your mind starts going there, pull out those calculators. Like no matter what calculator you do out there, it's all going to come back the same because it uses the same scientific equation.
Right.
But typically, it just depends on how fast you want to lose weight and still your lean mass. And the most easiest way to say it is whatever your scale weight is, if you just multiply it by 10, that's going to get you a really great starting caloric intake that you need to not only maintain, but to safely lose weight. Because the fact if you are gaining weight or you're in an unhealthy weight is that you are consistent at going over, and that's okay. Yeah. But until you measure it, you won't know.
Well, that's the beer and the ice cream and the pizza and the cheese and the spaghetti and, you know, all the stuff I like to eat.
I was there. I remember when I was 25 and I was told how to eat. And I was like, so what do you eat? There's no pizza, there's no tacos, there's no sandwiches, there's no deli meat. Like, what do these people eat? Like, I don't know. And it's like, oh, you mean like how grandma used to cook? Oh, meat, and you have a vegetable and you have a starch. Oh, I guess I could figure that out.
Well, that I do, but I'm just basically lazy and I hate to have to cook every single day. I don't like it. I just don't like it. If I can get something, grab and go, I'm good.
Me either. And that's why I go to Naomi and I go to Prestige Labs because I can't cook anymore. I'm done. I'm done. So I have somebody cook for me. And you know what? You're going to spend the money anyway. And I surely was spending $14 on a freaking salad. What the hell is that? I don't even eat salad typically. It's one I'll have a salad, but I'm not a salad person. But yeah, it comes down to, again, that compelling story. How bad is that pain in your knees and your body for you to take action? And I don't mean bad way, but I'm just saying that will come where you're like, all right, screw this. Like Diane said, enough's enough. All right, Heather, what's this stupid MyFitnessPal thing? What's these calories I have to eat? Like, just put it in there. Tell me. And the good part is it remembers. So the more you eat the same foods, the easier it is.
Right. Yeah. Like I've done it, and most of the stuff I still eat is still in there. Just a matter of, putting it in. It's in the memories. Just pull it down and.
Try one meal out of the day. Say, I'm going to do this for breakfast.
Yeah.
Start with just one meal and and get consistent at that. And you're measuring it because you're doing it every day. You know what?
Right.
Long I did a good healthy breakfast. Good job. Great job. And when it becomes automatic, then go to the second step. Add a second meal in there that you want to be consistent with. It doesn't have to be all or nothing, because believe me,
Right.
that millimeter switch is going to make a huge.
Yeah, I find weighing and measuring the food, I wax and wane with doing that consistently, and you find that your portions get, inflated easily if you're not checking it often.
Or the other way, and sometimes when I have white fish, I'm like, that's about 4 ounces, and I'll weigh it. And I'm like, it's only 2.5. Give me more. And the good thing with the white fish, I will easily probably eat 8 ounces, 10 ounces of fish. You can. It's so dense. Like, it's just pure protein. All right. Well, I know I just took like an hour of your time. I do appreciate you guys coming on here. I love connecting with you guys. And I love seeing you guys grow and learn, because when you do that, you can pass that on to other people. And you're such an example to everybody. And I'm super proud of you. And thank you for being a part of EvoFit and coming on to share and just listen. If you is anything you want, just stay on, and I'll stay on for the next 5 minutes to see if anyone kind of hangs out. I'll answer any questions in case you just have that private conversation that you want. But yeah, on the floor, girls.
Thanks. Thank you, Heather.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.